A warm welcome to you all. Today I have a very important topic that I want to share with you. It is about the next month and the world affairs. What is going on? Astrological and energetic. And the big global players, the USA and China, are therefore very important. Not only of the shutdown of the Chinese spy balloon you might be heard, it could be a much bigger escalation or war-like situation. And today I will explain astrological how great the danger really is. Before I start with the details, it is very important to understand about the energy of the lunar axis, the lunar nodes. The lunar nodes are no planets. They are crossing points where the sun, the orbit of the sun and the orbit of the moon are crossing. They are those crossing points. And the sun and the moon are so important points of reference for humanity, but also for the planet Earth. Our consciousness is connected to the light and to the dark, and we understand ourselves through this connection to the moon and the sun. And the lunar axis is very much about this consciousness and the big issues we are experiencing on Earth. I had predicted that from March 2020 the topic of COVID will fade in the background and there will be no forced vaccination in Germany and Austria. And that's exactly how it was, because of the lunar node axis, because it changed exactly in March. The lunar axis changes every 18 months, and then there will be a new theme for the collective. And the lunar nodes changed in Aries and Libra, and that is the axis of war and peace. And right at that time, and I had also predicted shortly before, when nobody believed it, that the Russian invaded to Ukraine. The node axis is very important. And I speak from the Vedic astrology. Vedic astrology is a completely other system, not like the Western tropical astrology. Our reference points are the stars and the planets at their exact position on the sky. And there are also a lot of other differences. And we have to understand that the stars and astrology shows us the potential. They show us what is now activated energetically. But how we experience this is all about ourselves, how we decide. And the nodal axis shows us the opposites, so that we can choose. We can choose what we want to experience. And I think a lot of people who are very unconscious do not understand that they have the choice. And now it is the time that we recognize we do not have to experience war anymore if we don't choose it in our consciousness. And that is very important to understand, that we can create both. It is all about our belief system. What you believe you will experience, like Jesus said. This will become your truth. This will become your reality. And now it is the time to understand that we can choose about our life. That is so important to understand, that the outside and the outer world does not decide how you will experience your life. The outer world does not control your life, only if you believe in it. And it is so important that this inner consciousness is now growing, that we can experience peace, but peace will start from the inside, from feeling peace in us, in everybody of us. And this will make us very powerful. The we will become so much more important, all of the people on the world, if they believe in peace and not in war. That so few people on the world decide, and they decide for us all, but I'm not living in war. And you can also decide for peace. That is so important. Now let's take a look on the charts, because there are some surprises in those charts. And the month between March and July is a very dangerous time. If we look on the charts of the USA and also of the leader of China, Xi Jinping, those two charts are very connected, and they speak a lot of things that can happen in the next times. There could be confrontations because Mars will change its sign at the 12th of March in the sign of Gemini. And in both charts, the sign of Gemini is very important. There are a lot of very important planets there. And the sign of Gemini is all about communication, media, internet. And in the horoscope of the USA, there are 4 planets in the 7th house. And the 7th house is about opponents and also partnership. And Mars is there in the horoscope at 0 degree. And there's also Venus, Jupiter, and the Sun. And in the chart of Xi Jinping, there is in the sign of Gemini the Sun also at 0 degrees. And Mars and Mercury and Uranus. Mars is a trigger. And when Mars in March will transit over all those planets, it will activate those planets. And when Mars will be over his Sun, it will increase his aggressive potential. And he has Sun, Mars and Mercury in the sign of Gemini. And this makes him a kind of smart, with a great mind, because in Gemini it's all about learning and understanding and education. But it also makes his words more aggressive. He's not speaking so much from his heart. He's speaking from his mind, and he's an absolutely control freak. And nothing can stop his position of power. He will fight for it. And that will all be triggered with Mars over those planets. And also when Mars will be over his Uranus. Uranus makes him unpredictable. And Mars will activate his unpredictable decisions maybe. It's very, very important. And Uranus in the chart of Xi Jinping is also connected with the Sun in the chart of the USA, and that might cause more trouble. And when Mars will transit in the middle of May in the sign of Cancer, it also activates in Xi Jinping's charts the 1st house, and the 1st house is all about your personality. And there is Ketu and the Moon. They are very sensitive points in a chart. And in the chart of the USA, it is the 8th house, and the 8th house is all about the big money, it is about control, it is about power, and it is about a big transformation. And also there is Rahu, the North Node, And in the chart of Xi Jinping, there is Ketu, the south node, and those nodes are connected together. They show that they have a connected destiny. And maybe you can remember about the visit of Nancy Pelosi, the Speaker of the White House. She visited Taiwan last year at the 1st of August. And at the 1st of August, there was a very special astrological constellation in the sign of Aries. And it was Rahu, Mars, and Uranus. And this constellation was exact at the 1st of August when Nancy Pelosi visited Taiwan. And this visit could now be triggered again when at the 20th of March the transit Uranus is directly over the moon in the chart of Taiwan in the 8th house, of transformation. And one more thing, we have a total sun eclipse at the 20th of April in the sign of Aries. And the ruler is Mars, and Mars is out of control in his position in the declination. And when Mars is out of control, and Mars is all about of war, and the next solar eclipse happens in the house of Mars, that is a very, very important sign that the things will heat up. And those both charts, the US chart and the Xi Jinping's chart, are so connected together because it is also the lunar nodes are in the sign of war and peace. And the lunar nodes are in the sign of Aries and Libra until the end of November. And then the collective theme will change. But more in further videos. And please subscribe to my channel if you like my videos and hit the notification bell so that you are informed when I upload a new video. It is now important to set a sign for peace. We have to understand why we are experiencing all those things. And now we have a big shift in consciousness. And everything has to come up, to be seen, so that we can decide what we want and what we want to believe in. There is so much hidden from us in decades or thousands of years, and now we have to recognize that all the dark stuff that we are felt controlled and manipulated from others, that all those dark stuff have to come up, that we can understand that we have always, the free choice to choose peace that begins in us. That's what it's all about now. Please like and share my video.